Hi, I'm Sopi, and what we're looking at right now is the mix session for the song 1482 Miles to Zero, produced by me and performed and written by and composed by Joey Ynion. I'm not going to be talking too much about the guitar because a lot of the processing that went into that was done in Logic when we recorded the guitar, and I kind of just worked around that. The reverb, as you can see, it's already printed into this track because there are no sends here, and a fair bit of compression on this, and even some delay, I believe, because I already did most of the processing in Logic before it even made its way to Pro Tools. This is just a basic EQ, cutting out the lows, and I did a dynamic EQ cut here in the mids just to get more control. A little bit on the top end. This was a cut for the background noise. I just added some saturation with black box. Not much to say about this, but I wanted to add this for more color and just so that the guitar has a little bit more character, a little bit more presence. No automations with anything here. Pretty much everything is just printed on here. So less things to worry about, less things to do. The guitar is out the way, and the main focus of this song is the vocals. And I'm going to be talking about my vocal chain here. Again, most of the processing here, the compression, was done in the recording stage. So as you can see, not a lot of peaks actually. The level is quite consistent. You don't see any super big jumps. And that's because I ran it through Universal Audio's LA2A and 1176. So that's one thing to keep in mind as well. We'll start with the lead vocal. Lead vocal always has to take up more space. It has to be present. It has to be up front. You could say that for vocals in general, but especially for the lead vocal. I'm gonna play it without any of the processing that I did.
Having morning coffee in our front porch. Someone sitting right next to me.
And this is with all of the processing that I did.
Having morning coffee in our front porch. Someone sitting right next to me.
Not a lot going on here, but with just 3 inserts and a reverb send, you can get a lot done. Let's break it down. I always start my vocal chain cutting off the lows and any frequencies that can get in the way of other things, or frequencies that are harsh for me personally. I notice that I always do is end up cutting around this area, like around 200 to 300, just a little bell, a little dip here, just to get rid of that muddiness. So let's listen to it without it. It'll help if you have headphones on, because it's a subtle difference.
Having morning coffee in our front porch. Having morning coffee in our front porch.
Especially with that porch, you can really hear that rumble in the mids there. So that's why I cut that. And here,
having morning coffee in our front porch.
I just cut off a little bit of the air, a little bit of harshness, and yeah, that's it for my subtractive EQ using ProQ. I always start my vocal chain with that to just kind of get everything clean. What's the role of a de-esser? It's to get more control and just turn down your S's, and because when you're singing, like the mic is in front of you, right? A lot of air is expelled when you say S, or plosives and sibilants and all of that. So I use the Lindell 902 de-esser. Let's move to a part where there's a lot of S's.
As you watch the sunrise and catch this picture, perfect dream.
A lot of S's going on there, and let's see what the 902 does. I'm gonna be bypassing it.
As you watch the sunrise and catch this picture. As you watch the sunrise and catch this picture.
So, a noticeable difference in my opinion. The S's are less harsh, the S is doing its job. Alright, last in the chain for this one here is the Moog EQ4. I need you guys to listen to this right here. I'm gonna be turning it on and off.
As you watch the sunrise and catch this picture, perfect dream.
Do you see how much presence that adds? A lot of clarity, right? Especially because it's the lead vocal and it has to shine. That's like my basic vocal chain, really. I wish I could show you guys my settings for my compressors, but something that I learned and something that I wanted to share as much as possible in the recording stage. I want to make it as easy as possible for future me in the mixing stage. So that means using compressors and using basically anything that I can use so that I don't need to make as many moves during the mixing stage. I used to record everything completely dry, and so that I would have more control over it, over the compressors, because I might change my mind. But honestly, having your vocals just printed out like that was a game changer for me, because that's less things to worry about, less things to tweak, and you're just closer to the final product when you are in the mixing stage. Just gets things done way faster. Let's take a look at the backs.
As you watch the sunrise and catch this picture, perfect dream.
We just have 3 stacks of vocals. It gives it more of like a chorus effect than anything else. And again, we can see the same style here. We have the Pro Q, de-esser, and the Mog for color. So as you can see here, in the Mog, my settings are a little bit different for the background vocals, because again, if the lead is already this shiny, we don't want the backs to get in the way. Basically, the only difference here being I'm bringing down 2.5K and I'm bringing up 5K by quite a bit. For this track, he's going for a little bit of a low.
Watch the sunrise and catch this.
We want more of that growl to fill up the space, so I boosted 160 here. So yeah, now we're talking about reverbs. As you can see, there's some automation going on here. Why are we automating the reverb here? We're doing that to emphasize the ending of some words, so that this empty space here is filled by that reverb. And it's the hook, so it needs to hit hard. Here, especially in the lead up, a lot of reverb.
I thought that I had it, the life that I wanted. Never knew that it was back home from distant trees to solid ground. I finally found my safe and sound.
So do you see how that reverb, the tail, is just connecting each phrase? That is the point of automating it on those specific parts. Here we have quite an intense spike here. Let's take a listen to how that sounds.
Show me how my world could be so much bigger right here. 482 miles to zero, exactly where I dreamt I would be. To heaven, to hold, be with you till we're old. It's a vow I intend to keep.
Again, we don't want to drown in reverb. We want to be intentional about it. Why are we adding reverb? To emphasize things, to give it a sense of space. The background vocals don't have too much presence. They don't need to, because the lead is already taking up so much space because of the huge reverb. In this case, the background vocals are just here to emphasize, to provide that little bit of support to fill up the rest of the space and just make it larger than life, right? So let's listen to that together.
Show me how my world could be so much bigger right here. 480 miles to zero, exactly where you dreamt I would be.
That's it for reverb. This song feels larger than life. Or it has to be, because this was gonna be performed at a wedding, and I wanted to be able to play my part in making it sound special. I want to make it big, make it grand, but also not really out of touch with reality. We're gonna take a look at micro shift here, because as you can see, that is the only effect that is present here in the hook track, but not anywhere else. So let's take a listen. Alright, I'm gonna bypass that so you can hear what it sounds like without it.
I finally found our safe and sound.
You can see that it just feels different, you know. It's thicker, it's wider, and there's just some different texture to it. And that's what I want for the hook. And in conjunction with the reverb, and the reverb swells, you get this like really dreamy vibe.
From distant trees to solid ground, I finally found our safe and sound.
You know, it just makes it stand out just a tad bit more. I'm running the entire Vox bus through Rainworks Townhouse bus compressor, so let's take a look at what that's doing.
From distant trees to solid ground, I finally found our safe and sound.
We're putting this bus compressor on. I don't know if you guys noticed, but there is no gain on this, but it sounds tighter.
From distant trees.
Adds a punch, more powerful with it on. When you're putting compressors in the bus, you want to get it as slow as possible, or not as slow as possible, but tastefully slow. Kind of glue everything together, and that is the whole point of this compressor on my vocal bus. I'm gonna turn off everything on the song, and we're gonna do a little before and after to see exactly what I did in this mix.
Now I'm homebound, 482 miles to zero, just so I can be here with you. Show me how my world could be so much bigger right here.
And now we're gonna play it again with all of our processing. So this is with everything added and all of the processing. Let's take a listen.
Now I'm homebound, 482 miles to zero, just so I can be here with you. Show me how my world could be so much bigger right here. 482 miles to zero.
I don't know about you guys, but that sounds pretty good to me. It's clean, man. I'm really happy with how it turned out, and there's a big noticeable difference between what it was like without anything on it, just completely dry. That's what mixing does, you know? You're cleaning things up, you're making things shine, you're pulling things back. It's just a matter of choosing what to focus on and making the listening experience as easy as possible, as accessible as possible to every listener. out there, or trying to at least. That's the goal of mixing. And that is the session 1 for 82 miles to 0. If you guys want me to work on your song or work on a song together, you guys already know what's up. That's sopibeats.com. That's right, I have a website now, guys. Isn't that kind of crazy? So basically on the website, just go on there, go on to services, choose what service you want to go for. In this case, after watching this video, you might want to check out the mixing if you want me to mix your song in this kind of way or in another type of way. I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of how I do things and hopefully inspire you guys to incorporate it in your own work. Or, you know, hit me up and we'll mix something together, or we'll make something together. If you want me to mix your song, or if you want me to, if you want to work on a song together, hit me up or send a form. Send a request at sopibeats.com. That's sopibeats.com, guys. Let's go. Links to everything will be here or there, or I don't know where it will be, but it's gonna be somewhere here. Thank you guys for watching. This is again 1 for 82 miles to 0 by Joey Ynion, and produced and recorded here at the studio, at the Sopi studio, at Sopi's studio. Here by me. This is the this is how I mixed it.